Hello everyone, welcome back to another Honkai Star Rail video. Today we're going to be making a guide on Seele. We're going to be taking a look at her kit, some of the light cones that you can play for her to be doing as much damage as she can, as well as the team that you can play to make her viable. We're also going to be taking a look at the relics that you can play as well. Even though I didn't really unlock relics, I'm going to be suggesting some of the relics that you can play that boosts her some of her attack and her speed, so she can do more damage as well. So if you guys enjoyed the video, please make sure to leave a like and subscribe for more Honkai Star Rail content and Honkai Impactor content. Without further ado, let's get right into it. Alright guys, so taking a look at Seele, she's a quantum DPS that follows the path of Hunt. So she basically wants to do a lot of damage that is single target, and she wants to gain as much speed as possible and just deal a lot of damage in general. So we're gonna go over her skills. Basically what she wants to do is you want to basically spam her skills as much as you can. So she's really skill hungry, and basically what her skill does is that it increases her speed by 25% for 2 turns. So that's what usually a character with the Path of Hunt wants to have, and deals quantum damage equal to 132% of Seele's attack to a single enemy. So she does a lot of damage through her skill, and that's basically what you want to do. Her other skills or talent is that when she kills an enemy, she enters a buff state with basic attack skill or ultimate, and receives an extra turn. This is really important because you would want to loop Seele over and over again. So make sure to have her buffed as much as you can, so you can basically loop her turn every time you attack or kill an enemy. So while she's in a buff state, which is called Resurgence, the damage of Seele's attacks is increased by 48% for 1 turn, and enemies defeated in the extra turn provided by Resurgence will not trigger another Resurgence. So basically what you want to do is you want to go skill, and then this will trigger, you kill an enemy, this will trigger her talent, and you go skill again. And then once you finish her skill, you go ultimate, which makes her enter the buff state, and then which will trigger also her Resurgence, so she'll get an extra turn as well. So Seele enters the buff state and deals quantum damage equal to 289% of her attack to a single enemy. So basically you wanna make sure that she enters her buff state as much as you can, because you'll be able to get extra turn each time. So you go skill, then you kill an enemy, she enters her buff state, you go skill again, then you go ultimate to regain her buff state. You kill an enemy, you go to her buff state, you use skill, you kill another enemy. So that's basically what you want to do with Seele. And finally her technique, which I think is pretty cool, makes her go on stealth mode for 20 seconds, and when she's on stealth, she cannot be detected by enemies, which is really good, so you'll be able to attack freely. And when entering battle, by attacking enemies, Seele will immediately enter her buff state. This is actually really good. Then you'll be able to basically loop Seele over and over again. So that's basically her kit. She's one of the most versatile single target characters. I think she's considered as an AoE character because she loops her attacks over and over again, which is absolutely broken. So going off to her traces, she has basically 3 main abilities that you want to basically upgrade. The first one is the Nightshade. So when she is at low percent or HP percent, she has a less chance of being attacked by enemies, which is really huge, because usually Hunt characters tend to be really squishy. So basically when she's at 50%, she won't be attacked as much as the other characters that they attack basically. And then Ripple Waves is another skill that's really good. After using basic attack, Seele's action will be advanced by 20%, so she'll be able to attack another time once she attacks the first time basically. So this is really good when you don't have skills and you're just using your auto attack. That way you'll be able to attack again using her skill. So, and then the last one, which is the I don't know how to pronounce that, I'm just gonna say lacerate. So while Seele is in the buff state, her quantum resistance penetration is increased by 20%. This is really good. basically, it's basically like Elemental Breach in Honkai Impact. You'll be able to do more damage when she's in buff state. So these are the 3 skills that you wanna unlock once you get Seele to High Ascension. So overall, the character is absolutely broken in my opinion. The fact that she's a single target pseudo AoE damage dealer is absolutely insane, and once you pair her with really good characters that buff her, you'll be able to do insane amount of damage. So really good character. We're gonna go over the light cones so you guys can check out the different light cones that you can use for F2P and of course for pay to win. I'll be going over that right now. Alright, so taking a look at Seele's light cones, I think obviously the best one that you can get is in the night, because it's the best one that Seele can have. I always say when I do character reviews is that if you want to pull for the character, always pull for their weapon, and the weapon for Seele is her light cone in the night, which reads increases the follower's crit rate, so it increases the crit rate by 18%, and for every 10 speed that exceeds 100, her basic attack, skill, and ultimate will deal more damage, and it will stack up to 6 times. So this is really good for a hunt character, especially when her skill gives her speed, so you'll be able to deal more damage as you use her skill. So really good light cone to have. There are other light cones that you can use which are really good on her, but this one is the best one. The second one that I recommend is Dan Heng's light cone, which increases the wearer's attack by 20%. If there are 2 or fewer enemies on the field, the crit rate will increase by 15% as well. So once you kill enemies, you'll be able to do more crit on other enemies once there are 2 or fewer, which is really good. And the last one that I also recommend is this one, which is Darting Arrow, and it's also not that bad, to be honest. When the wearer defeats an enemy, the attack will increase by 24% for 3 turns. So I don't think this stacks, but it's really good, since Seele's main gimmick is to just one-shot the first enemy and then enter the buff state and just keep killing enemies over and over again. So this is really good on her. And you'll be able to super imposition 5 on this one, since it's really easy to get. So yeah, this is basically the light cones that I recommend. Nothing else that is really worth it on Seele. The main one is obviously in the night, but if you don't have this one, just go over the 2 others and you'll be good to go. Alright, so for the relics that I'd recommend using on Seele, the first one is the beginner set that I'd recommend, which is the Musketeer of Wild Wheat, which has attack increase by 12% and speed increase, which Seele wants since she's a Path of the Hunt user. And also, she gets a basic attack damage increase by 10%, which isn't really relevant because you want to use her skill as much as you can. But other than that, if you are starting off the game and you want to have some relics on Seele, Musketeer of the Wild Wheat is a recommend 100%. Other relic that I'd recommend once you get ahead of the game is the Genius of Brilliant Stars, which increases the quantum damage by 10%, which is really good on Seele, since I think she's the only quantum damage dealer in the game. And it also deals damage to targeted enemies and ignores 10% of their defense. So basically you'll be able to do true damage and just ignore defense, which is really good on a DPS. And if the targeted enemies has quantum weakness, the wearer's defense is additionally ignored by 10%. So you'll be able to ignore defense by 20% when you deal against an enemy that has quantum damage weakness, which is really good on Seele. And for the planetary ornaments that you can use on Seele, I have 3 main ones that you can use. The first one is the Celestial Differentiator, which on 2 set, you'll be able to increase the crit rate by 16%, or crit damage, my bad. And then when the wearer's crit damage reaches 120% or higher, after entering battle, the wearer's crit rate increases by 60% until the end of the first attack. So you'll be able to do insane amount of crit damage and insane amount of general damage. So you'll be able to one-shot enemies really easily and just let Seele enter her buff state. And then the second one, which is the Inert Salsoto, on 2-piece bonus, you'll be able to increase the wearer's crit rate by 8%, and then when the wearer's current crit rate reaches 50% or higher, the wearer's ultimate and follow-up attack damage increase by 15%. So you'll be able also to do high amounts of damage, especially when you'll be able to do ultimate or follow-up attacks, which basically kind of synergizes with Seele's main kit, which is really good. And the last one is the Space Sealing Station. Increases the wearer's attack by 12%, and then when the wearer's speed reaches a 120 or higher, which also synergizes with her kit since her skill increases her speed by 25%, the wearer's attack increases by another 12%. So increased attack is basically like the Musketeer of Wild Wheat, which is really good. So these are the planetary ornaments that I'd recommend. I don't think there are any other ones that are really good on Seele. If you have them, then that's really good. I think they're also really grindable, so you'll be able to get them once you get to a higher level. But as of right now, I don't have them yet, so I'm not gonna be able to showcase them as of right now. So yeah, that was basically Seele's traces, relics, and light cones, and her main kit. We're gonna go over their just a couple of gameplays or some of the characters that you can use on par with her, that you'll be able to in order to be able to deal more damage as well. So we're gonna go over the team, and then we're gonna be able to just play one game just to show off the main team as well. So let's get right into it. Alright, so the main team that I'd basically go for is obviously Seele, which is the main damage dealer in the team. You'll be able to basically loop everything and then just one-shot the entire enemy one by one. So you'd want Seele, obviously. And then the main buffer for Seele is Tingyun. I think Tingyun's skill is absolutely broken. You just want to use her once at the first turn, and then once you use it, you can just use her for good electrical damage. So really good on Seele. You'll be able to buff her, and then her ultimate basically gives her 50 energy, which is absolutely insane. So once you're on halfway on your ultimate, you can just use Tingyun's ultimate to give her a damage boost as well as 50 energy, so you can basically loop the ultimate and go into the buff state often. And then Natasha is really good as a healer, because sometimes Seele could get fucked, and then you can just, or the entire team, and you can just use her ultimate to heal everyone else. You could also use March 7th or any other good support healer, but Natasha is a really good pick for FTP players. And then Pila, I think Pila is really good as a debuff or buff removal, because her ultimate basically gives a defense reduction to the enemy, so you'll be able to deal more damage since they are an impair. And her skill is also really good because it removes buffs from the enemy, and once it's removed buffs, I think it does, one sec, let me just check really quickly her skill. Yeah, once she removes a buff, her speed is increased by 10%, which is also really good since you'll be able to loop her as well. She's a really good sub DPS. If Seele manages to die for some reason, I don't think she'll die, but if she dies, you'll have Pila for damage as well. So really good team. If you want other characters to play as well, you could play obviously Bronya, because she's really good with Seele. She gives her an extra turn, gives her attack buffs, and I think she pars really well with Seele. So if you have Bronya as well, it's really good. You could play March 7th as a support, or Bailu if you want more healing or more shield. And you could play stuff like main character Fire Element or Physical, really good as well. You could also play Welt if you have him. Welt is really good debuffer instead of Pila. He just grants good debuff for the enemy. And yeah, I think that's basically the characters that you can use on par with Seele. If you have any other suggestions for other characters, let me know in the comments down below. I might be missing some other characters that you can use with her, but these are the main characters you can use as well. So we're going to go over a game, and I'll see you over there.
お黙りなさい。敵データ収集完了。捕獲マーク起動。ここからは愉快な反撃の時間です。
お注射の時間よ。眠るといいわ。
あの世に送ってやる。楽にしてあげる。蝶と共に散れ。スタールインファイトム。あの世に送ってやる。天の神器を持って鼓舞を。万事吉とならん。一心同期。輪を持って楽にしてあげるのはどうでしょう。蝶と共に散れ。スタールインファイトム。あの世に送ってやる。落ち着いて。フィアス。あの世に送ってやる。楽にしてあげる。蝶と共に散れ。スタールインファイトム。あの世に送ってやる。敵ターゲットを確認。おや？
重傷ね。
敵データ収集完了。捕獲マーク起動。ここからは愉快な反撃の時間です。フィアス。客ならもてなす。諸悪退散。支援開始いたします。まだ立ち上がりますか？
言うことを聞かないのは悪い子よ。眠るといいわ。平気よ。
しつこい。あの世に送ってやる。楽にしてあげる。蝶と共に散れ。スタールインファイトム。フィアス。万事順調。敵ターゲットを確認。牽制します。
お注射の時間よ。ほんの気持ちよ。気にしないで。
急がば回れですね。
言うことを聞かないのは悪い子よ。重傷ね。
いた。あの世に送ってやる。フィアス。楽にしてあげる。蝶と共に散れ。スタールインファイトム。落ち着いて。支援開始いたします。 まだ立ち上がりますか？敵データ収集完了。捕獲マーク起動。ここからは愉快な反撃の時間です。
命の重みを味わいなさい。
いた。うっとうしいわね。フィアス。あの世に送ってやる。
Alright guys, so that was basically it for Seele. I think Seele is one of the best DPS in the game as of right now. I don't think there's any other characters that actually beat her, since she kind of loops like every single time and she doesn't give a turn for other characters, which is absolutely insane, and that's what you want on a hunt character. She has high speed, high damage, and she basically she buffs herself as well, which is insane. So definitely recommend, if you're trying to pull her, I definitely recommend getting her and her LIGHTCONE as well. So if you guys want to see other character reviews, let me know in the comments down below. I think I'm gonna do Clara, since she's the first character that I got as a 5-star, so I might do a whole team on her. But yeah, thank you guys so much for watching. Let me know in the comments down below what you guys think of Seele. Is she good or if she isn't good? But yeah, let me know in the comment down below, and I'll be happy to reply to your comments. So thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next one. Peace out.